Yo,
Hello.
what's cranking?
There we go.
I know you were looking down.
It's like when you're in bed. Do you have does your wife have one side and you have one side of the bed? Yes.
Oh, no.
Well, this is my side. That's your side. So
It is.
that's
It is.
great.
What's
Hello.
going on?
Welcome in, everybody. It's Wednesday evening. We decided to do a little YouTube live. Very excited for our guest tonight. It's going to be Ryback. And gosh, he has so much to say. And I just can't wait to dive in. Some people were super excited. Others were angry. Did you notice? I don't
Yes.
know. I would love to know. I'm going to ask them. I'm going to say, well, where's all the hate? Where's all the negativity coming
I think
from?
people just don't like to hear the truth.
The truth? Is that what it is?
I
I don't know, but I mean, my goodness, it was a mixed reaction. And I'll tell you, anytime I've never met him in person, never had the pleasure. Hopefully I will soon. But every time I've interacted with him, he's been a doll.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. So I think people's curiosity is going to get the best of them tonight. And, maybe they'll come in and ask a question and we'll get some answers. But welcome to everybody. Look, everybody's trickling in. I'm just going to say hi to the whole chat like that. Hello, chat. How have you been?
Right.
Hanging in there. Yep.
It's been a couple of days. I'll give you a little trivia about me and Ryback.
Oh.
We work out at the same place, me and him. Yeah, I give him all tips in the world.
Oh, is that-
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No, I've had better weeks for sure. That's
I know.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to try to have some fun tonight. We both need it. Let's get our mind off of things and have a good time with the people. Look at the chat. Everybody's rolling in. Happy to see everybody. I'm glad you're all here. And why don't we show one of the prizes that we have? Anybody who wants to, yes. If you want to have, do a super chat and ask a question, or if you want to be a channel member and ask a question, we have the Charles Chip Jar. You know me. I have that Charles Chip Jar all ready to go. Oh, a beautiful picture, isn't it? Lovely. I'm not just saying that it's me, but it's a beautiful, glossy, signed.
A 5x7 eyes up here promo shot here of the Queen of Extreme.
Lovely. And you know what? If the questions and donations keep rolling in, we're gonna up it. We're gonna add.
And look, I got a lot. Look at that.
Oh, well, you know what? We could do more than one if the price is right, I mean, let's
look at
let's
this.
get it going. Sounds good. Well, I have some stuff here too, but I'm not going to add to the pot until the pot is full, so to speak. So if you have a question for Ryback, get those super chats ready to go. And he's an open book, I think. I think he'll answer anything, don't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But again, I just can't wrap my head around why everybody has such a strong opinion of everything that he says, because everything he says is true. So I don't get it. So I'm very curious to see what the deal is. Here's my boy. Here's Vinny.
We're going to start the night off with our man, Vinny. Hi, honey. All hail the beautiful Queen and Chad. Vinny, doll baby, thank you. I hope you're having a great week so far. Happy hump day. And you know what, Vinny? You're going in the Charles Chip Jar. You got 2. Woo! Oh, yeah. Did we add any sound effects?
No, I haven't added any.
Not yet. Okay, that's all right. We have time.
That was fun, like the first 2 weeks to add them in, but now the same ones are there.
Well, I'm going to think of some sounds and we're going to add.
Some sounds.
Yeah, I will. But Vinny, thank you so much for getting us started. Do you have a question for Ryback? If you do, you could let us know, or you can ask him when he pops on. He'll be here in a
Vinny,
couple.
my boy.
I just want to get some people in the room. Start the chat off.
Yeah, I mean, and look, he does not hold back too. So I mean, ask away. I mean, that's the great part about Ryback. He does not hold back.
Yeah, I'm excited for, like I said, what he has to say. He's very opinionated, which is fine. And you know what? It's your social media. You could say whatever you want.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you just keep scrolling.
Mhm.
I didn't get in an argument, but somebody on Twitter was like hollering at me because he was the guest tonight. And I was like, are you kidding me?
I don't get it.
Now? Yeah. I was
I
like,
don't get it.
my show. I can have one whoever I want. And I want Ryback on my show. So there we go.
I mean, and for the most part, everybody should have a platform too, you know? I mean, for the most part. I mean, it's some guys, if somebody has like an extremely like crazy, you know, he's not saying anything that's out of the box. I mean, he's completely within the spectrum of normalcy. I don't know why everybody freaks out when he talks.
Yeah, I don't know either. We're having a request. Are there any Shane Douglas and Francine 8x10s? Kim wants to know.
I feel like Kim. I mean, I feel like you have them. And Kim, check your tracking. Or no, I got to send you the tracking because your package is in Canada, I believe, at this point. So.
Oh, Canada!
But I don't know. Did I send you one at some point? Because I have them. I have one with Shane and the Queen.
I'm wondering if she wants to super chat maybe for a 8x10 instead of the solo Francine picture. Maybe she's after that.
I have that same shot that I keep flashing every time we have one of these.
I don't know. But we have a couple more minutes and then I'm going to send them over the link and we're going to start. I'm super excited. So I have a couple things I want to start off with. And then we'll go to, hopefully we'll go get some super chats in and we'll get some fan questions and see what's up. So should I send it now? I'll send it now. Let's go. Let's do this. Hopefully there's no problems. I did it correctly. You know, I'm not the most tech savvy, but I did fix my computer.
She fixed a dilly of a pickle tonight. Oh boy.
It was my heart was palpitating. I said, we can't go on.
I would say we were about 85% of the way to cancellation.
I was so upset. I was
getting nervous.
Yes.
I had a good poker face, but I was getting nervous.
It came through and I always find a way and here I am. So it's all good. So welcome in. People are still coming in. This is great. Welcome to all the new people as well. Thank you for joining us this evening.
He pushes the button, man, because I mean everybody who comes in here is Ryback. I mean, he pushes the button. Everybody loves him or hates him. It's crazy.
Well, not only does he push the button, but he promotes. And that's what I love about him. Everything I tweeted, he retweeted. He, liked the comments that were going on. And I appreciate that.
Yes, that's awesome.
You cannot be bothered by a retweet.
No.
And it's just like, are you kidding me? How can you not retweet this stuff? It's about you. So self-promotion is very important. And
he was an early Eyes Up Here guest. So he's been with us for a long time.
Yeah, he came on, I believe the first year that we started, which was great. So I'm super excited to have him on. And he should be in the room shortly. So let's see what happens. But anyway, plans this weekend while we're waiting. Do you have anything going on?
Continuing the softball plunge on our way to the state tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That's taking up a ton of my time. I'm still working with my
well, this is a man who needs no introduction. I cannot wait to get him in this room. Everybody, welcome Ryback,
the big guy,
returning to Eyes Up Here. You have not been on since we had you on the first year. This is our 4th year doing this. So I appreciate you coming back, buddy. Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Let me see. I cannot hear you guys. Hold on one second.
Come over. Everybody's having technical difficulties tonight.
I can hear you now. I had to unplug my microphone on this. So
I just put you over big time and you didn't hear a word.
I am sorry. I put in the little iPhone, the microphone deal because the sound is better with it, but I probably need to have my headphones.
No worries.
I apologize.
No. I was just saying it's great to see you. We had you on the first year that I started this podcast. Yep. It's been 4 years now. So I'm excited that you're back. My first question to you is this: how are you feeling?
I feel great. Thank you for having me back. And time goes by certainly very fast here, especially with the pandemic and everything, it's like a big blur. So I feel great. This is the best health I've been when 41, and I feel better than in my 20s and 30s. And I've been truly blessed to get my health back.
Your videos that you post inspire me so much. I've been in the gym. I think it's been, oh gosh, it's going on almost a year now that I started training again. And I said to myself, I see you working your ass off, and I am nowhere near you. Like you're running up those steps and you're doing all this kind of stuff. I try to keep up with you. I just can't. But you are such an inspiration when it comes to working out and like, you know, your supplements that you have and all this. You're creating an empire is what you're doing.
One, you look fantastic, and it was
Oh,
today you posted that, and I see the fans complimenting you. So
thanks.
you're an inspiration, and like you, because well, are you 51?
Yes.
You do not look 51, so you are probably coming out with your own line of beauty products, I would imagine, with what you're doing over there, whatever secrets you're keeping. So
Well,
no,
thank you. Thank
but
you. I'm trying.
I'm when I left WWE. I knew they told me I needed a 5-disc fusion and shoulder replacement at 34, and I opted to go the stem cell route, and I did the independence for 3 years against my doctor's orders while I was getting the stem cells, and I picked smaller opponents and tried to protect myself to take in that income, that TV income that was better than WWE for that shelf life for that period until the supplements got going. I knew though that when I shut off the engine, I had to shut it off. And I go, but I can't let myself get too far away. I got to stay within striking distance. And I had to tone back on the training as far as how heavy I went on things. And I had to make a lot of adjustments. The one thing though that I'm a big believer in is conditioning creates confidence. And I knew the conditioning that I had to get myself to that allowed me to have success in wrestling. And I didn't stray too far from that. In fact, I did even more, so that I never lost my confidence during this period. I go, if I can just get my health back and keep that window is as close as possible, that gap as close as possible to being in ring shape, even though I'm not in the ring, it's going to make the transition easier. And because a lot of athletes, when they after injuries or they retire, we don't train as hard as we did when we were on our prime with that. And a lot of that is injury related. And I learned from a lot of people and watching what the greats do. And I go, I got to make the right adjustments, and I got to keep my conditioning, and I'll give myself a chance. And here we are. I've gotten my health back. I'm getting cleared next month, and it's fucking game on.
I
There's a
love
lot
it.
of shit going on. So I've waited a long time, and it's like I didn't do any media. I stopped doing things
Right.
until I won that trademark. And I'm like, just get your health back. There's a lot of things you can't control right now, but I can control what I do, the effort I put in, keep a positive mindset, and we're going to do this. So I
love
appreciate
it.
everyone that stuck with me for all this, because it's been a ride.
First one up.
Oh, we have a super chat from Big J. He wants your thoughts on Jim Cornette. What do you think about Jim Cornette? We love you too, Big J. Thank you.
He's had a lot to say about you, Ryback, and honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not only him, and to me, it's his co-host that goes
The other guy.
way too deep for a guy that probably has had zero interaction with you in your life and in his life. He goes so hard for no reason. What did you have to say, either both about him and about and Cornette?
Well, first of all, hurt people try to hurt other people more often than not. That's typically, if you want to dive into it from a psychological analyst perspective, whatever. Look, they talk bad about everyone. That's the deal. Read dirt sheet headlines, shit on everything. Ha ha ha. I mean, just take a look. There's things he'll talk about in the business that I will agree on. I don't agree with taking shots, and because you're removed from the business, and this is something I've always tried to do on my show, is if you're around the guys, you're backstage all the time, you're going to talk with a little bit more respect on things, and you're gonna mind your P's and Q's a little better. I met Jim once. He came up to me at a show at WrestleCade. He was a sweetheart. He's nothing like. I don't hate to ruin this for the people. He came shuffling over to me as soon as he made eye contact. I'd never heard anything, never listened to his show prior, had no experience with him. It was me, Matt Hardy, in the main event. He came over. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Jim Cornette. Couldn't have been any nicer. And then and I see this guy's just this and that. And I've told him multiple times I would love to come on the show and talk to him. It'll be the best rated show he ever fucking does. even though he's number one on it. And yeah, it's really easy to be number one shitting on everything in the world. You've got to look at the mirror at the end of the day. I don't even need to come on there and be confrontational. Let's just talk about pro wrestling. If they've got questions on the things that they want to talk about that they like to go in on, I'm more than happy to sit back and literally hour, 2 hours. They want to go 3. I will dedicate as much time. I've called everybody out that's sitting there, all the bullshit and the lies. Look, let's just have conversations live. Let the people hear us interact. You guys want to go off and do your thing? I don't need to do that. I'm perfectly happy and content in my life with things. But I think it's very easy for people. It's really easy just to read the dirt sheet headlines, and the other guy that does that, and like you said, never have taken a bump. Jim at least has been in the business from a creative and managerial part of it, and been highly involved in the business. So Jim at least is entitled to his opinions, where it holds more merit over certain things. And there's a lot of things I agree with him on things. I don't agree though with, you don't need to be disrespectful and go all in on everybody just to try to get views or listens. Like I said, he acts an entirely different way, and I've heard enough stories from people. He does not act the way that he acts when he does his show. The other guy doesn't have to go backstage, have to go to the other. He's not showing up backstage at WWE or AEW. I promise you, if they were, they would not be. They would be the most polite, cordial human beings, which I saw all the time. So,
well, what is the biggest critique? Because I have not heard.
I don't listen to their show.
I have not
Just
heard.
very insulting about everything. They insult his body of work, name calling, just his tweets.
But he does it with
everything
everybody, though. It's not just me. He does it with everybody.
Right, but when they do it about you, they pick apart every single piece of everything you do, your podcast and your tweets, and it's honestly it's like they've got a personal vendetta, but it's more the co-host that drives it than Cornette. Cornette just comes in with his quips and and the comments. Yeah. But it's the co-host that drives it. It's like, either you turn him down for an interview or an autograph at some point, and he just carried that for the next 5 years.
Well, what the deal is these guys, and this is why I want to come on there. And look, we don't have to. I told them, look, let's just go on and have a conversation, and let's see let's find some common ground. And you guys, everything, and I think the fans are going to see really quickly what the deal is with all of that. The other guy, they attack people all day long, and I think I probably years ago attacked back, no doubt. I've said things about it, but I've also mentioned with Jim, there's a lot of things he talks about wrestling wise he's very intelligent on. I just don't think, if you truly love the business and want to help the business and you want to be remembered fondly in the business, man, love and respect goes a long ways. And you had your time, and there's I've been away, the business moves on with or without us. And I've got to meet a lot of the guys that have come up since I've been away, and man, I'm fans. I watch just like everybody else. And I'd rather be supportive, and I don't go on my show and watch something on Dynamite and go, oh, that piece of shit, he fucking sucks. This guy doesn't know how to fucking work. This guy, blah, blah, blah. That's what they do. Man, if you love the business, find a constructive way to get the point across that you want to get across, but don't go all in on people just for the sake of doing it because you don't think you're going to be backstage or not involved anymore. You're not going to be remembered fondly, and you could say you don't care, but man, I just think we love pro wrestling. I love pro wrestling. Say what you need to say in a respectful way. Because if that was you and there's another person doing a podcast shitting all over you all the time, it's just, what it is? It's just he's afraid to communicate. He's afraid to have conversations. That's why he doesn't have people on his show. They're old and they're scared. And there's nothing wrong with getting older. I hope to God I get older. But they're scared and it's fearful and they're hurt. There's something that has happened in their lives and so they just go in on people and they make fun of shit. And that's why their audience, that whole Cult of Cornette bullshit, they're all insecure motherfucking people hurting in life. So they just make fun of everything. And it's not right, man. It's like, but you fire back at them. It just goes back and forth. Look, let's just fucking have a conversation. I'm not afraid of anything. Are you guys? Because that's where I'm at with everything. Booker T, shut the fuck up. Let's have a conversation.
That was my next question.
I'm done. I'm a grown fucking man. I've got my family. This bullshit I've been dealing with WWE. Fucking game on, motherfuckers. You want people with passion? You want somebody with ruthless fucking aggression? I'm coming back to fuck shit up. Fuck everyone. These people tried to ruin my lives. Now you're paying people to fucking come out and say bullshit lies. I'm coming at everybody head on. And that's that. Because there's not a motherfucker in this world I'm scared of, and I'm sick of all the bullshit. So, and I survived Vince McMahon. I beat Vince at everything. I'm about to get my social media. That's the only thing I haven't been able to fucking get on him. We're going to get it. I ain't crawling back. I ain't one of his little bitches. I didn't become a drug addict. I didn't become an alcoholic. I built my fucking business. I built my life away from there. I escaped Shawshank, and I'm going to fucking come back. I'm going to break the walls down. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to do what I fucking should have done to begin with. Because this is where, and there's the reason why people are with me, because I got the fucking energy and the passion, and I believe when I'm speaking, and I've been at the top, and I played that top role without the fucking title, but I could do it all over again. I've got my health back, but like, this is where I'm at with people. Like, let's just talk. Let's go over the facts. Fuck the dirt sheet, the bullshit, the people that are trying to create controversy and drama at the expense of the men and women who put their lives on the line, broke my fucking back and shoulder, gave everybody everything I had, and motherfuckers like Jim Cornette and that other guy who can't fucking do shit in the goddamn ring are gonna fucking tell me how to work. Fuck you. Let's have a conversation, you little bitch, scared motherfucker. Have a conversation and be a goddamn man, however old you are, you and that other guy. You couldn't fucking lace up my goddamn fucking boots and step in the ring for one fucking day with me. So fuck you.
I'm so sorry. I don't like mean Ryback. I like nice.
No, that's where I'm at, guys, with everything.
I know, sweetheart. I know.
This is I got my life. I got a dad. My fucking mom lives. I got an apartment in my house. I take care of my mom. My dad's 74, showing signs of mental decline. Fuck everyone. Like, this is my life you're fucking with now on things. And like, I put up with this shit for 7 years and focused on building my brand. And now you're going to try to fucking cut me off on different things, put different people to come say things. Let's just talk. Let's talk. Because I could talk all goddamn day long.
Well, I want to ask you about Booker T, but we just got a huge super chat. Captain Keith. $50 super chat. Honey, thank you so much. He says, hey guys, I don't really have a question. Just want to say hey, and I love the show. Captain Keith, we love you too. Thank you for being here for Ryback and for me and for Chad. Ryback, I saw this Booker T stuff going back and forth. You were supposed to be on his podcast. Was there an agreement for you to be on and then something happened? And
no, so Booker, I guess, I don't know, out of the blue, out of left field, made some comments about me. And again, he was in WWE when I was there. We got along great. He did commentary on my matches. I was in his Fave 5 all the time. For that beginning deal when he was on commentary. And then when I left, and I could tell you where it started. It was when I made the comments about Vince's mom. And I've explained this on Stevie Ray's show, and I'll explain it again here because it's very important. And I apologize since and to his mother, who I met, who was a sweetheart. The reason for that, and this is where Booker became personally involved in this, was Vince and them were dragging on the Ryback trademark settlement, trademark dispute with the USPTO, and that cost me a lot of money. Okay. They kept just dragging it and dragging. They reached out that they wanted to settle when they found out they were going to lose. And this was about a year and a half ago. We agreed on all the terms on the settlement, which just kept taking forever. Like, we would come back and I have to pay my attorney all the work that they do. So they'd come back with something. We'd have to do more work. We'd propose something. And they were taking months in between this. And then while that's going on, Vince, the stuff happened where he got stepped down and Hunter and them took over. But they reached out on the settlement. They go, we want to repair the relationship. They didn't want, and I could talk about this, there was a $5 million malpractice suit they forced me to drop for the company in 2012 when I was in the main event with Punk. This is where all the problems stem from. They don't want to have a conversation about that. That was the one holdup in the settlement with that. Anyways, the reason I made the comments about Vince's mom, and I was fully aware of what I was getting into with it, and I knew that I was going to apologize at a later date, but Vince and them were trying to hurt me financially. So my only way, this bullshit game and them latching onto my social media, was I'm going to fucking hurt you emotionally, because their attorneys had reached out multiple times for me to they didn't want me talking about Vince on Twitter, which is why every Vince tweet I've ever done was a shot back at them saying, I'm not in your fucking system anymore. You don't tell me what to do. So that was an emotional shot at Vince that I knew I could emotionally hurt him because he was listening with it. And it was wrong and it wasn't right, but it's a war that I'm in and it's my war. It's nobody else's.
Right.
Booker, though, at that point, had not knowing, he never called, didn't talk, didn't know anything about anything going on with the situation. He got personally involved. He goes, I don't respect Ryback anymore. I would never shake his hand and blah, 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 blah. I wish, that there could have been, look, I don't agree with what he said, but, I wish he would have, I don't agree with what he said, but I don't know what's going on with him in WWE. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I wish he just would have left it a little bit, whatever, but I didn't go in. I didn't get involved because me and Stevie Ray get along great. Didn't want to get caught up in that. I let it go. And then, so nothing has happened since then. Then he comes out of the left field and goes, Ryback acts like he's been in the business for 100 years, which nobody's been in the business 100 years, but I've been in it 19. I've been in every developmental system they've had, official developmental system. And I've been on the main roster for about 5 years and worked various roles and independence after that. And, you know, so I like anybody, I share my opinions. And if he ever had any problems with anything, he's never, I don't know what he would disagree on that I've ever talked about and whatnot. But he said some things and says that AEW shouldn't hire me. And that's directly coming from WWE, because and I told me, and Stevie called me right away after all this. We had a nice conversation. He invited me on the show, Stevie Ray TV, and you guys can listen to that, the listeners, and you guys can make up your minds on things where things stand with all of that. But I just couldn't sit back and like, oh, this is who are you to try to tell another company? If, by the way, if all these things are true with me, wouldn't you want me to go to that company and raise chaos and hurt your competition? That would, but it's so obvious what they're doing. And I go, I've got my health back. I go, I'm just going to confront this stuff head on. And I go, let's just have a conversation and let's talk about whatever the issue is. And he invites me on his show. And then he was the one that clarified he wants it live. And I go, great. My only demand is that it is live with that. And then he came back out and said shortly thereafter, Ryback's making demands. I can't, he's not interested in having a conversation. And I rescind my offer to come on the show. So what had happened is WWE, though, they didn't want me talking about everything that's been going on, because everything that we're going to talk about, and I did on Stevie Ray TV, that would have happened on his show, which he's paid by WWE. They don't want that all out there on platforms that aren't being suppressed like mine by them. So I don't think Booker was scared to talk per se, but he got told not to put me on his show from who gives him his paychecks every week. And that's that. And then I said my piece. I still never went in on him on anything. I just let's talk. And then Stevie stepped up, Big Brother stepped up and brought me on, and we got it all hashed out.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable.
But you tell me how fucked up is this? He's the second guy. Henry was the first with that. Yep. That conversation I went ready for. I've been waiting a long time for that with that. But like, who are you? You're going to say, don't hire this guy. Man, you're going to try to, I don't care what I've got going on with anybody. I would never say that about anyone. But it's very suspicious. The two people getting paid by WWE at the time, they both come out and say, AEW, don't hire this guy. Not any other promotion, just the promotion that's right there with them.
Right.
So I just go, you guys just are going to help my cause, because enough people know me in the business. So.
Well, the Mark Henry one, sorry, Francine, was another one. It's like completely out of left field.
Yep.
And now, when you're back on the convention scene, you're going to see Mark Henry out on the convention scene.
He was at WrestleCon behind me for 3 days.
Oh, was he really?
He didn't say one goddamn word to me.
Of course he didn't.
And I looked right at him. He didn't do anything. He told everybody, he told the world, when he saw me, he was going to rip the flesh off my bones. My flesh is still in full contact.
Still there. It's still there.
And so I don't have no fucking fear. I don't think so it's like, it's stupid. And that Mark's not a bad guy. I just think, and like he said, he knows what he said was not true with it. And they look, like, let's have conversations with this, but there's been some wrongs here, man. And like, this stuff is like, I'm coming back. If anyone thinks I'm not coming back, you're out of your fucking mind with it. But all the bullshit and the lies, like, I've sat back long enough, man, and had to eat shit. No more.
I want to read something that you tweeted. Your return to TV would bring in the highest rated segment of 2023 on any wrestling show, with a 1-2 week Ryback return lead in.
Yeah.
And then you're calling out Goldberg.
I'd want Bill Goldberg. I don't see anybody else with the fucking confidence to say that.
I know you probably can't say if there's talks happening, but do you have a good relationship with Bill? Do you know him?
I've met him. Yeah, I have all the love and respect in the world for him. I've met him once at WrestleCon when he got inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame, 2018. He was there to say hi to a few guys at WrestleCon, and we made eye contact. He came over, brief interaction, quick hug, hello, and that was it. But I've always had love and respect for him in this, and I have an idea. This is my goal right now, what I'm doing, just so I can clarify this for everyone. I'm creating buzz from my fucking couch.
Sure.
I'm not even involved in the business, and I'm getting millions of views on all the platforms. Me being suppressed, by the way, illegally by WWE, getting millions of views, and everybody creating the little buzzer headlines with everything from my couch. I am the perfect last opponent for Bill Goldberg. Nobody is as motivated, as hungry as me. Look, a lot of people are going to say a lot of things. I have my views on the business, and this is physical acting, and wrestling is the hardest thing in the world with this. I embrace the creativity and the storytelling more than anyone with this. And I'm motivated, and everything going on with WWE. Success is the best revenge. And I just need one opportunity to shut everybody the fuck up. And everybody's saying Goldberg's best days are behind him. No, they're not. Goldberg's going to have his best fucking match, his last match with me. I've already envisioned it. I know what it's going to be. I've played it out. I've seen it. I've the lead up, the build up, everything. I need one opportunity. Put me on TV, 1 to 2 week lead up time with that. And I promise you, it's going to be the highest rated segment of 2023 and the most social media activity with me. Just me on it, I promise. And if not, I will eat shit on it all day long. But I'm telling you, I know what's going on. I know what WWE has done. There's a reason why they've done it. And I'm the one with the energy to fucking change things with it. But Goldberg's best days are not behind him. He has one left. And I want to get the best Goldberg for one more because I know how to motivate people. He will be on his A game when he steps in the ring with me if he chooses to do so. It will be his choice, not mine. With it, but that belongs on TV. It doesn't belong in fucking Israel. It belongs on TV at the grandest stage. I want him at AEW All In. I want my return, the return and the ending. That's the story. Let me tell the story. I've just sat back for too long. I've been blessed to get my health back with all of this. There's nobody alive breathing that is going to put as much into this to make this work as Ryback. And that's that with it. But I'm coming out, I'm saying some things, and there's going to be a lot more things I'm saying, and I'm going to go back it up. But this game, you can't be afraid to speak your mind. You've got to be able to, you got to have that passion and your belief in yourself. And that is what is missing overall in pro wrestling. And, Punk, other guys I've had issues with. The one thing with Punk all day long, that motherfucker believes in himself. That motherfucker has a passion when he speaks. And there's a reason why he has that strong connection with fans with it. And we need more people like that in wrestling.
If you don't put yourself over, who's going to do it for you? There has to be some self-promotion. And I think, like I was saying before you came in on the show, it's like when I posted that you were coming on as a guest, it was like a 50-50 response. Some people were really excited, and then other people were arguing with me. Like, you have this guy on the show. Why would you want Ryback on the show? And I'm thinking, why wouldn't I want Ryback on the show? Like, with the fans now, where does the hate stem with these fans? I mean, you're a confident guy, right? Which I think we all need to be confident in this business.
Absolutely.
Because, if you're a wet mop, you're not going to sell anything. We're kind of in business for ourselves, right?
Conor McGregor's the most popular UFC fighter, and he's a great, fantastic fighter. And he stayed the most popular fighter, even in losses and not fighting all the time. You know why? Because he believes in himself and he has the confidence, and he's backed it up enough times, but he has the confidence. He doesn't let waver or break, and he doesn't let buy into the bullshit, doesn't let the fans distract him, and he has issues and things going on, but he's confident at the end of the day. And that's what this game, you cannot reach the heights of success that I want to reach without it. And that the past ones, you can't. You don't think Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock were fucking confident motherfuckers? You don't think Hulk Hogan was a confident motherfucker? You have to be in this. And I think if you know the real me, and this is, like I've said, it's physical acting, and I embrace the creativity and the storytelling with it. And I truly don't have an ego, I believe. And I understand that I look forward to me and Bill having a conversation, because I know what Bill wants for his last one, and I know just how to tell it. It's a lot of people, though, the fans and the hate, to answer your question, that, WWE, when I left, we had to take down a lot of fake articles. They published fake articles with the Sportster and different publications that they're partners with this. They were running paid Facebook ads on how I treat fans horribly, how I'm a dangerous worker, all these things that were not true. Never been talked to once, by the way, in my entire career working with all the top guys from beginning to end. I've never been talked to once about my ring work being dangerous. I've never been told I was getting sent back to developmental. I've never had anyone say you need to lighten up. Nothing on that end. On meet and greets with fans, every promotion I go to, you're the nicest guy. You're the most down-to-earth, humble guy. Fans, I spend time. I'm just myself. They put this stuff out to try to hurt my brand when they knew I was going to take everything and win everything. And unfortunately, by ignoring this stuff, I can't keep up with all of it. I wasn't going to keep paying for 7 years to get articles taken down with it. I saw what they were doing, the game plan. I go, I've got to get my health back. Let's win my trademark, build my brand, focus on what I can control, and I'm going to turn this tide when I get my health back. And that's the stage that we're at now. But they created a lot of hate, and in this world, not everyone's going to like us. That's right. But they did some fucked up stuff here with things. And if you've noticed, I've had people on my show, and I talk with people on Twitter Spaces. I turn every single one of them by just having a conversation and just simply explaining things. I can't do it with every person, but I could do it with enough and put that out there on the important topics with things. And I think people will have a better understanding of what is going on with it. But, if you think I should just sit back and just eat shit from the things that this place has done, they have tried to destroy me and ruin my life with it. You got another thing coming, but we're going to have the hate. It's always going to be there. And it's just block, move on, keep the relationships. I'm not hurting anyone. I know I'm in it. That's that. So
yeah,
you want to get people talking. That's a
absolutely
good thing.
Good or bad. I mean, your name's out there. I always say, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. When I was younger in the business, it used to bother me. But now, since I'm older, I've learned that it's okay for people to not like me if they don't want to like me. There are other girls that they might like more, and I'm okay with that. But when I see like your responses, and I'm like, he seems like a reasonable man. Like you're willing to talk to people, but yet people are just spewing hate at you constantly, and I'm just like, why?
They read dirt sheets though, and they got to understand that these dirt sheet places, these people are all creating drama and controversy at the expense of us within the talents that are doing it. But I get a lot of clicks for them. If you go look at any of the impressions that these companies get when they use my name, it's a lot. And so that's the formula, that they don't care the damage that they're doing. And people need to understand the content that they're consuming. I got hate. There's people, the trip, just give you an example. When I told on an interview or whatever it was that Triple H, I told him to his face, and I sent him on a text too, when all this was coming to an end with my trademark, that he was the biggest disappointment to me. I grew up loving him and wanted a better relationship with him. And we got along well at certain points. And it was one of the true frustrations for me. And even now at the end with all the trademark stuff, I sent him a long message with everything. And I go, I want closure. I want you guys off my social media. I want a face-to-face with you and Vince. I want to talk about everything that happened with the malpractice lawsuit and all the bullshit that went on. Let's just have one conversation face to face. I don't care if I ever come back. I don't want to come back there. I want closure and all this. And that ball is in their court. They still have not answered that. And that's on them. That's not on me. But like I'm willing to have conversations on things and hear people out and talk with that. But the dirt sheets and the people, they took that and they go, Ryback calls Triple H a disappointment, and then they create a negative article with it. They don't put the entire thing there. It's actually, man, I wanted our relationship to be better, and I'm speaking from the heart and being honest and communicating. Fuck, I really wish me and Hunter had a better relationship. I feel like we have a lot in common on different things, and he was a big reason why I got into working out when I was a kid. And man, and his intensity, and I took some of the things that he did and applied it to myself, and I liked the way that he worked, and I wish we had a better relationship, because it was something that bothered me. But people don't listen to the whole show, or then they just go read that headline. Oh, Ryback called Triple H a disappointment. Fuck him. And they go and react out of hate. They get involved in other people's business. They let the dirt sheets manipulate them. And then they go spew this hate online. And they wonder why wrestlers and other people just block them. It's like, you guys come so disrespectful. You're coming with lies. You don't know the story. It's not like they're saying, hey, Ryback, I saw you made a comment about Triple H, and I didn't really understand it. Can you help me understand it better? I'm not blocking somebody like that. I'm gonna go. Let's go have a conversation. But they go come at somebody. Fuck you. You suck. Triple H is so much better than you. I hope you die. Well, I'm not interested in having a conversation with somebody like that. Block, move on.
That's terrible. And I've been on Twitter for 5 years. I started really late because like I got married and had kids, and I didn't do social media. And then I got back into the convention scene. So in 5 years, I've blocked 77 people.
That's not bad.
How many people have you blocked on Twitter?
We're probably over 19,000 now.
Oh, he's on 77 a minute.
Yeah. And I'll tell you another thing. It would actually be in the 20, it'd probably be 23 or 24,000. I think it was at 5,000. And years ago, I had somebody go on block everybody. And I go, let's just see what happens. Cause I wanted to see if it influenced my suppression, if it made it better, and it didn't. Whether instead it just allowed all the shitheads to come back and say shithead things. So I'm sure a portion of them are in that, but it would actually be higher, but it's not. I don't block people. Block to me doesn't mean hate. It just means I'm not interacting with you. I don't want that negativity on the page. I will conversate and talk with people that can be respectful and
Right.
have, interactions like in real life. Because in real life, I meet nothing but nice people. So
Exactly. Well, let's get to something nice. Dan, thank you for waiting. Dan the Man Vids, $5 super chat. Hey, Francine, the Queen of Extreme Rules. Thank you very much. Ryback, who are some of your favorite wrestlers to work with? Let's do a positive piece.
yeah. So I talk about we get this all the time on the show, the Ryback show. The WWE. There was, first of all, I loved working everybody. That Seth Rollins was always a lot of fun. Rusev was a lot of fun. Dolph Ziggler always a lot of fun. Sheamus, me and him. I wish me and him could have had a real program. We got to work some live events at various stages, and then also the Elimination Chamber. That one. He's a lot of fun. He's physical and he's intense. I'm trying to think. There were so many. The Shield matches were always a blast. Daniel Bryan, again, I wish we had more. We had a few on there. I had a lot of matches with Kane that were actually a lot of fun. A lot of live events. Big Show, man, that guy, it's harder on me physically wrestling the bigger guys because I'd always have to pick them up and they always it gets the best reaction when you do that, but it physically takes a lot out of you. But Big Show was always willing to take bumps for me on live events. Like anybody that knows him, Big Show was towards the end of his run there when I got to work him, and I'd seen him when he didn't want to take bumps for other guys. He always was willing to take bumps for me and take the shell shock, and he'd let me press him off the top rope. He'd do the old flare. He'd go to the top and press him off the top because I ain't picking him up from the ground over my head. But I'm telling you, he didn't have to do that. So man, there's so many on it. But it just, I always loved Kalisto. Another one was like that big guy, little guy matchup. We could do anything. Our best matches were on live events, and we got our times cut on the pay-per-views towards the end. But so much fun and so much. I have respect for everyone that does it.
Yeah, house shows are so much better than TV.
Oh, you don't have the pressure. You're going out there in front of people, but you can just go have fun, and it's a whole different environment.
Right. Big J, $2 super chat. Ryback, any encounters with Hawk or Animal?
Hawk, no, Animal. I apologize. I got to be around a little bit. He was always very complimentary. I remember seeing him at WrestleMania in the green room in the lobby at the TV hotel with the things during WrestleMania week a couple times, and he was always so cool with me and so nice and with them. And man, watching them grow up and just that intensity and believability and hopefully did them proud, man, because those guys were they were the OGs in the game that really raised the bar of big guys, going out there and that Road Warrior pop. That there's a reason why they call it that. So
absolutely, you're getting back into the convention scene, and this weekend you're going to be in Philly, and you're doing the Icons.
July 1st, I think, right? Next weekend.
Yeah,
you scared me. I'm like, wait, I have something.
Okay, I'm sorry. When will this? Yeah, okay. Well, we're live, and then it airs on Creative a week after. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So
I'm thinking a week ahead of time when this airs on Creative. But anyway, have you been doing many conventions?
No, but I've done a few with that, and I did one in Baltimore, the Celeb Fest 6 in February, which we had a fantastic turnout to that.
Yeah.
Went and did WrestleCon in LA, and then for the 2 or 3 days out there here, and that was a lot of fun. And then this one. So, but I haven't I stopped everything in 2018 after Sophie, my dog, got disc disease at 2 years old.
Sorry about that.
She's had double-digit ruptures and was paralyzed twice, 8 surgeries. Oh. She's doing great now. I firmly believe the meaning of life is love and happiness. And my doctor had wanted me to stop wrestling because of everything. If I wanted to my doctor finally had a very stern conversation with me on, you need to stop. But I was still going to do appearances and things. And that happened. And I just looked at it and I go, I couldn't leave her. Like I would have had to put her to sleep and couldn't check her in anywhere. Like she needed constant care. And so I just made a decision. I go, I've got enough. I think I'm good for a good amount of time. And Feed Me More Nutrition was rolling and we were profitable. I go, literally leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table
Yeah.
a year with what we were doing. And I go, the meaning of life is love and happiness. With this, I would be a piece of shit if I put her down just to go make money that I have already, when I think I could just, everything will get on track eventually. And it's the best decision I ever made. She's alive. She's been great. She can walk. She can go for walks again. She could jump. She is a fucking miracle. So it's like, it's one of those, I'd read during that period that I got blackballed and that people weren't booking me. No, I stopped to take care of my dog with it.
Right.
And that's the truth. And so I have it. She's now, and my mom is here, and on the weekends, I could do things more often on the weekends if I want with certain things. So just doing it here and there on that. And that's that, you know.
So if you get your match with Goldberg, do you see yourself coming back to the business full time?
Well, that would be, I think, is the goal. I wasn't, you know, I obviously didn't want to leave and had to walk out to save my life and career. And with that, and you know, I tell people they don't understand how big of a reason that was. I expressed to WWE and Hunter multiple times and had conversations with Hunter alone and with the doctors. And, you know, my back and shoulder were bad, specifically at that time, my back. And I needed that from that botched ankle surgery when I was in Nexus, that perineal nerve runs into your L4 and L5. That's why my discs were degenerating. It all stemmed from my ankle injury that we never fully really examined and looked at. And they just put me back on the road. And it was a fucked up situation with that. But they were just giving me Toradol and cortisone to cover up the pain. And every day on the Toradol and the cortisone 3 times a year. You're only supposed to do cortisone once a year. Ate away all the cartilage in my shoulder on that. Have no cartilage left in that. And the back, and the Toradol is hard on your body and your liver and kidneys. You don't need to be doing that every day. And it was 2 years of doing it straight, 12 ibuprofen a day. I just go, I got to get out of this environment and just get away. So for people that think like I left to save my health with this, first and foremost,
Sure.
I've got that back. And the goal now is, I wasn't happy. You know, I walked away from a multi-million-dollar contract with this. This wasn't like, it wasn't an easy decision, but it was the right decision to save my life with this. I'm not happy the way things have ended and the way the narrative has been changed on certain things, because I know how much I love the business and how much I put into it. So the goal is, yes, to come back and really, I feel, have my prime years ahead of me with everything. I don't got a gray going on. My dad didn't go gray till 55.
Shut up about gray hair, sir.
I feel better than in my 30s and 20s. So while all my peers are kind of coming to the end because they've been hoard out essentially, I've gotten to rest and rejuvenate and get my body back. I think my big run is coming. I really believe that with that, because I've taken care of myself and got myself back together. So
when's the last time you bumped?
It's been 4 years probably since.
It's gonna hurt.
Wow.
I can tell you, I've survived. I came in with Bill DeMott in Deep South 8-hour days. The toughest things I've ever done are behind me with it. I honestly, I love the feeling. I love being in the ring and bumping. It doesn't, I'm not worried, but I know that there's going to be a period of time of that is get cleared, get back in the ring, and we're going to be ready to go. So
that's all. I'm so excited for you. KM $5 super chat just got here, so apologies if you answered this, but any plans to do any business with AEW in the future?
No, well, I mean, in challenging Goldberg and wanting that to be at AEW All In, you know, I think that's the biggest stage, and that would be the biggest fuck you to WWE with everything with that. The goal right now is to create buzz, get cleared, and then move forward with it. Right. And we will, ultimately, that's going to be Bill's decision on, you know, he may already have an opponent in mind, or, you know, but I would like to still have that conversation, and hopefully will with that. And we could see what can be done. And I've already come out too with, I'm at a stage of life, like with this, I see what they're doing and what they tried to do. And it doesn't matter if I was wronged or feel that I was wronged. It doesn't matter from Punk to the guy, Pat Buck and Mark Henry. I'm willing to sit down and have conversations for the love of the business, for me to do what I love, and for fuck you to them. They're not going to beat me. They're not going to win. And I want to be a part of a team that's going to be able to evolve and grow the business and make the business better, because the more success and the better AEW does, it's going to force WWE to change how they treat people, because they're going to lose more and more people as this goes on with it. I promise you with it. So AEW success is going to be for the betterment of pro wrestling in general. I have no doubt from the people I know and how that environment is. So I am heavily invested in that and want to be a part of that success at any cost with it. So it's just like, that's where my mind is at with everything. And I put out the tweet on Punk with it, with everything going on there with those guys. I hope they all can sit down and communicate. And that's something I've learned. And I was just talking to Melina. I had Alicia Fox on my show today, Victoria, and Melina was listening. And me and Melina were talking after the show and just talking about like in the business and how we oftentimes don't have conversations with people because of the fear and how we're all love the business. We're all dealing with the same thing. And specifically in WWE, we're all in that negative environment, just trying to survive. And you sometimes cut off communication. And it's like one of the things I've really learned is, because ultimately that ends up only hurts everyone with it. And the business can be so much better if we talk and work things out and find a way to get on the same page, even if we disagree, but at least just talk. And I think that's something in for the few people that I've had issues with, and it's just because communication was cut off on it. And so I'm at a stage of life where I've just like evolved and grown, and I've seen the hate and the negativity, and I know what my goals are, and I'm so hell bent on reaching my goals and the things and not letting them stop me anymore and get my health back, that I go, look, even if I was the one wronged, let's just reach out. Let's have the conversations. Let's show the younger people in the business that like this can be far better than what it was prior to us. In our experience, if we talk a little more and conversate and have communication, doesn't mean we're always going to agree on everything. But I just think that something in that WWE atmosphere, it and just the business in general, I think it creates that everyone wants to play the best roles. And, that's where I've altered my thoughts on the business. It's physical acting on this. And like, I want to be able to be creative and tell stories. And I want to that's the stuff that I truly love about wrestling. It's not the wins and the losses, but in that WWE environment, they reward people that win more. They treat you horrible if you lose more. They fire you. They lower your money. They have this element in this environment that they try to treat it as it's real, but it's not, in the sense of it's predetermined in the roles. That's why I try to educate the fans. I go, we should have a greater love and appreciation for the talent that do this, because the winners can't win without the losers agreeing to lose.
Exactly.
And it doesn't mean everybody's equal. Doesn't mean equal pay. That stuff all of a sudden it's things need to be balanced out a little better. But the appreciation, we need to be more appreciative of all the men and women that do this, that sacrifice themselves. Because I've read horrible things that people say I failed in the main event when I got with CM Punk. Where I go, I didn't fail anything. I was killing it merchandise-wise. Everything was on fire. I played a supporting role, unfortunately, got put in a supporting role to help Punk go on to feud with The Rock. For the bigger picture was Cena Rock at WrestleMania. So I just got put into a role that some people wanted it to be for me. But by doing my job and being a professional, dirt sheets and these people shit on you because they don't actually have an appreciation and a love of the business. And they're just shit disturbers with it. And that hate trickles down to the fans. And I've dealt with so much of it, and I have a shield of armor. I've survived hell. Like nobody can penetrate or hurt me on things with it. But I want to help others, because we've had the girl that killed herself, the Hannah. I apologize, her name off the top of my head. The what was her name? Hannah.
The girl from Tough Enough.
No, not her. There was another one a couple of years ago. Was she a New Japan wrestler?
Oh, no, she was in Stardom. Was that
Stardom?
Yeah, I forget her name, but she was in the Stardom promotion.
But from the hate and the online,
right, from social media.
Yeah, it's like it bothers me with that, and so I want to help Edge, and I do it on my show. The fans, like, this is physical acting, and yes, it's wrestling. It's the hardest thing in the world, and there's very real elements and real emotion in it. But like the people, the men and women that do this, you're not a loser if you go do your job for 15 years, but you don't hold a championship. And it's not to say that you just play every role that they ask and you go out and execute it. And yes, there's people that are better at certain things and better, like, yes, all that exists. But it's just a lack of I grew up loving everything with wrestling. I didn't hate anybody. And so to me, the hate that I see, it's just, I don't understand it, but
you literally hit the nail on the head. And I say this to Francine all the time, and other guys I talk to in the business, I say it all the time. The line has been blurred, and it's not just WWE, and it's not just AEW, it's the dirt sheets. Somewhere along the line, it has now become real to the fans, and like real in a major way. It's being covered by ESPN and these side sports and entertainment entities. And they've blurred the line. And we look back on when we were growing up, it wasn't. It was what we treated it as. It was wrestling. And now it's like it's treated as a real entity. And it's exactly what you're saying it is. You hit the nail right on the head.
But the people, it's real human beings playing the roles and doing this. And I just think too, with like, you know, the Meltzers and the dirt sheets that create controversy and drama at the expense. And I know Dave, I've personally heard different. He lies on certain things. He also does other things where he tells the truth. And that's another one. I would love to have a conversation with Dave and talk to him because man, that guy, he creates a lot of hate for people. He's allowed to have his opinion and talk about what he thinks are 5-star matches. I have no problem with any of that. But what I feel like he should do is explain that this is just my opinion. He should have respect for all the various styles and the men and women that actually do this because he's never done it. And if you actually love wrestling, why would you want to create hate for anybody in wrestling if you love it? Yeah, it's such a disconnect for me. But what happens is people like that have their listeners and they come up with something, they create a hateful piece of content. That then gets regurgitated 1,000 times on 5,000, 500,000 times on social media from all the content creators. And everybody just regurgitates that hateful content. And then arguing ensues. It's like we as content creators and people, though, the journalists, you got a responsibility. Yes, you could state your opinion. But if you have love and respect for this, it will trickle down. If you educate your viewers, like I always tell my fans, don't go hate, don't go attack people. Don't be that cult of Cornette, that behavior type bullshit. Don't do that with that. But you got others that promote that. And it's just, I'll just never understand it. If you love wrestling, I don't get it. But.
I had, back in the day, we didn't have social media when I was on TV because it was the 90s. We didn't have Twitter and
you guys had hotlines.
Yeah. We had the call the hotline, and Meltzer hated me. I've never met the man. Never met him once.
Did he ever reach out to call and talk to you?
No.
Yeah.
But he would report every week. I took the worst bumps.
Yeah.
He told everybody I was anorexic and bulimic, and I wasn't. I mean, back then I could eat 50 cheeseburgers and I didn't gain an ounce. I was very thin, but it wasn't my fault. You know, I would eat and I just couldn't gain weight. You know, now I look at a cookie and I gain 100 pounds. You know what I mean?
Dave, if you're listening, Dave, anybody listen, I want to have a conversation with Dave Meltzer live. Dave, I would like to understand you better. I don't want to argue. I want to just talk. I'm going to put let's go. All these people, I just don't agree, man. I just think that it's just
mean spirit. He made me cry every week.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
No, but it's just not right.
I'm a 20-something-year-old girl trying to, be in front of thousands of men.
You're actually doing it.
Yeah. I'm out there working my ass off, but nothing was ever good enough for him. And I said to myself, I don't know why this man hates me so much.
It's just hurt people, try to hurt people. Something in him, he was not able to do it. And so, he watches wrestling, but I think he has a vendetta and he hates certain things that people that have done it that he didn't have the courage to go and do. And so he creates hateful, negative content around it to create drama and controversy. And then he'll make up the lie, let the lie get put out, and then he'll respond back to the lie and create more content. And it's a horrible cycle that he's been able to survive off of for a long time.
It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Can we get one more question in for you before you go? Big J wants to know your thoughts on Vince Russo, good or bad?
Man, no issues with Vince at all. I've been on his show multiple times. He came on with Stevie Ray real quick, a quick little run in last week. It was a lot of fun. We were laughing.
Okay.
I think Vince, a lot of the top names in wrestling that he worked with, they all have him on his show and respect him and talk to him. I think Vince is a guy that has gotten hate over the years for different things and with social media. But if you talk to him and, I've always had pleasant conversations with him, and he has his views and his opinions on the business as everyone does, and shares them. But if you actually just talk to him and I like him. I don't see I don't listen to everything he says on that, and it's not to say that if I heard something I might disagree. Everything he's talked about before, he's passionate about, and I agree with different things that he said when we've been talking in the past. So yeah, I like him. I
like him too.
I don't get it.
Kim, thank you for the $25 super sticker, honey. We appreciate you. You're going in the Charles chip jar. Ryback, I'm not going to hold you up anymore, but I just want to say I'm super happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm glad everything is finally turning in your direction and the tide is turning, as they say. If it's not Goldberg, it's going to be someone, because if somebody doesn't put you on TV, I think they're crazy.
It's good. We got to get cleared, and thank you.
Yeah, you have a lot to offer the business. You're still young enough. I mean, if
No
Flair
gray hairs.
at 76, shut up about the gray hair.
Hey, I'm not
That's
using
not a
it just
bad
for
thing,
men yet,
sir.
like a lot of the other top guys. So let's just put that out there.
Well, you know,
Bragger.
yeah, exactly. But I'm super happy for you. I hope
Thank
one
you.
day I get to meet you at one of these conventions, because
Likewise.
we've never met face to face.
No,
But thank you so much for coming on. Continued luck and health to you. And I hope your parents are okay, your dog's okay, you're okay. And everybody, thank Ryback for being here. Good luck, buddy. And we will see you somewhere down the line, I'm sure.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and you guys have a great night.
You too, honey. Thank you.
Later, Ryback.
Bye,
Take care,
guys.
buddy. What a powerful,
The big guy.
he has passion.
Love that guy.
Passionate. He's awesome. I don't understand. I don't. He's got a good attitude about things. You
Yes.
know, I think he has a very good attitude about things. And like I said, you know, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You don't like me? Don't worry about it. Move on. Get out of here.
Like a wise man once told me, talk good about me, talk bad
bad
about
about
me,
me,
as
just
long as you
talk
talk
about
about
me.
me. That's right.
That's
You know,
true.
But it's some people don't like to hear the truth, and he does not speak anything but it, and that's the problem. And you know, and we'll go back to the beginning with the Cornette talk, and that set off the rocket. You know, and thank you to whoever asked that question at the beginning, because you know that really was, to me, I mean, that's, you know, it's an obvious point to start at, but I mean, there's a lot of bull crap that they spread about him, and they call him stupid, and they call him all these negative things. I mean, the guy does not hold back anything. You know, he literally gives it all. He shared everything he's gone through with the trademark stuff, the suppressing of the social media, you know, all the stuff with his injury. I mean, for God's sake, he's showing the cupping and the scar tissue that comes out of it. I keep seeing it every time I go on and I see the little cups of blood. I'm like, oh God, there it is again. Yeah. But I mean, you know, what we had an old saying in one of my my TV studios I worked in, WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. And with Ryback, that's it. That's a constant. What you see is what you get.
Yeah, I agree. And he's, you know, he's allowed his opinion. It's his page. He can say whatever he wants. You don't like it, you keep scrolling.
That's it.
You don't follow him. You're not a fan. Don't worry about it. That's what I say. I don't follow people I don't like. I follow the people I like. I like Ryback, so I follow him. He follows me, and all is well in the world. That's what I think.
It's weird too, because then, like, I've seen Dutch Mantel also, you know, took some shots at him too. I mean, it's interesting, because I would think a lot of the old school guys would be on board with him because he is speaking his mind and going against the system.
But you know something that I think about too? I get a lot of slack, and most people think that I'm a nice person. Most people. But you get the slack that my show is too cookie cutter. I'm not dramatic enough. I don't bury people. They want to hear the juicy things. You know what I'm saying? I'd get more people to come in if I talked bad about people. Do you think it's more shtick to get people to watch your content with some of these guys? Because like he said, like about Jim Cornette, like he said he was the nicest person to his face, and then he buries him on his show. Is it shtick? Is it for real? I don't know.
He is really just about the most professional guy I've ever dealt with in a signing capacity. He's awesome.
I met him twice. I met him at the ECW show that he came to, and it was a very quick, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. Then I met him at your show.
Yeah.
In Virginia. Was it Virginia when we did that signing?
Hmm?
And he was super nice to me, but somebody had said that he called me a hooker. Like he wasn't a fan of ECW, and Francine's a hooker or something like that. And so I said I was scared to come say hello to you, because I walked over to his table, and he goes, I didn't say that about you. Somebody else said it about you, and blah, blah, blah. And he said, I never said a bad word about you. I said, okay, sir, that's fine. And he was super duper nice to me. So is it like somebody was trying to start trouble? Like, I don't know, but I just, I think like he was great in the business. So of course I wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then when I heard he didn't like me, I was hesitant to go to the table. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should go over there. But I did because it's the right thing to do. That's how I was taught. And then he said, I never called you a hooker. And I was like, well, I'm glad because it hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Like,
somebody said he's stuck in his 1980s ways. Look, I'm stuck in the 1980s with wrestling. I think his ways are great, but it's just like what Francine just said. That's what gets people, listening. And Ryback said the same thing. It's what gets people listening.
Do I need to bury people to get our numbers up for subscriptions?
Well, I mean, I don't
want to do that.
What people want, but we have probably the most comprehensive ECW content out there, and we have to scratch and claw for every view, like, and subscriber and member we have. So, I mean, it's a matter of how you go about doing your business, and it is what it is. But I think that people just jump on the bandwagon of saying, "Oh, Ryback sucks," and Ryback says he does not suck. If he was in WWE, he'd be a top guy because there's nobody built like him. There's nobody who's got that kind of personality. A guy that's smart and that attuned into his business. In a top pet, nobody like that right now. And honestly, that would be a huge asset to the business.
Captain Keith says, I'll let y'all bury me for subs. Thanks, Captain Keith. Dan, $10 super chat. Dan, I just put you in the Charles chip jar. Thank you, sweetheart. I don't get it. I mean, he just seems like he's a reasonable guy that would, like he said, just want to have a conversation. You know what I mean? It's like, let's talk it out. And I don't know. I don't like the whole just calling names and burying people. Like, I have so much in the vault. I'm telling you, there are people I would love to call out and bury, but what's that going to do for me? It's not going to do anything for me. Like, I would rather spread love than hate at this stage in my life. Like, I'm too old for this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that,
Tim, my favorite wrestler is currently on the shelf. If you were going to go on a current roster, it would be Randy Orton, but he's on the shelf right now.
What are we talking about?
Kim asked, who's my current favorite wrestler? And he's Randy Orton. He's on the shelf.
Randy Orton's on the shelf. Yeah. I don't know. I thought he was a great guest though. And I'm glad he came on, and I'm glad he got to speak his truth. And I'm glad things are finally turning around for him. So, that was a good time.
Yeah, it was great. That made that hour fly by.
It did, man. It did.
And I had more I wanted to ask him, but I mean, the hour.
We'll have to have him back again. Maybe he'll come on for a third episode.
You know what? And again, like, he's the kind of guy, like, you could go daily with him. And this is what I was going to say to you. So have you seen him go on the Twitter Spaces and challenge the trolls?
I haven't seen a Twitter Space, but I have seen him like retweet a negative comment and then answer it. Like, I've seen a lot of that.
Oh, it's great. So what he does is I've seen them in like the posts because they pop up. I do it when I'm on the PC rather than on my phone. So like, he'll be in like a Twitter exchange and he'll go, well, do you want to go on Twitter Spaces and talk this out? And he'll be like, all right, I'm on Twitter Spaces. We're waiting for, Dark Fan 36 to come on because they said that I'm lying about X, Y, and Z. And they come on. Yeah, and he talks to them for 20 minutes. So and by the end, he flips them.
Wait a minute. Do you see, like...
No, it's audio. It's just audio.
Oh, it's just audio. Oh, interesting.
Yep,
so he can
it's like you're listening to a conversation. It's great. It's our mutual friend, Ryback and I, is our mutual friend. I sent it to, I said, who would challenge this guy if that's what he's going to do, is call you out and make you look like a giant puss if you don't answer him and say, I'm giving you the platform to get in my face. This is the proverbial say it to my face.
Right.
Jump on Twitter Spaces. I'm giving you the opportunity to literally say it to my face.
Yeah, I don't know much about Twitter Spaces. I know a lot of people do them, but I didn't really know what it consisted of. So That's interesting. Well, good for him. Keep fighting the good fight, Ryback. I would love to see him back on TV. You know,
Yes.
I think he is a very charismatic character. And like I said, the confidence, people think it's arrogance. If you don't build yourself up, nobody else will. You have to be your biggest cheerleader in this business. So self-promotion is key. And he is an expert on self-promotion. He knows how to get himself over. So
How,
I
how
think
would how would Ryback have done with that
in
ECW crew?
ECW. Um,
Would they have taken somebody who's that outspoken?
I see. I don't know. When I look at Ryback, I kind of think of Taz.
Okay.
His body and his I don't know. Like it reminds me of a Taz character. You know. I don't know. I think he would have did well. I mean, he's a great worker. So we always welcomed great workers.
Would have been a monster. I mean, he's.
Oh, of course he would have. Yeah, of course.
How about him and Bam Bam? Now that would have been a showdown.
Oh, that would have been a nice
Yeah.
combination right there.
So you'd be in Bam Bam's corner.
Yeah, that would have been fun. I would have liked to manage Ryback. That would be a good.
I could see that because he does the singlet with the airbrushing. I could see a little airbrushing on one
God,
of those
no more
dresses or
airbrushing.
something.
No, I don't need any more airbrushing.
That's one thing that you didn't really have. You never really had airbrushing on your attire.
I did with Stevie. I did with the shorts.
But the shorts, but not like in your long term.
No, I'm a lady. I don't airbrush. Who's going to wear airbrush stuff?
No, but you never had like anything like forget it.
I had enough airbrushing. I had the shorts and then I had the franchise on my underwear.
That's okay. That's cool. But we like that.
Anyway, that was a great episode this evening. We just filmed for our channel members. You want to tell them a little bit about that?
Yes. Oh, we took the time machine back. We went back into the old vault, and I'll give you the exact date. It was the New York State Fairgrounds. It was a mixed tag match between the duo of the franchise and Francine taking on that dastardly Tommy Dreamer and Beulah McGillicuddy. May 16th, 1997.
Oh, so long ago. Good Lord.
A lot of moving parts at the end of that match. So
it was a fun watch along, though. I love watching these matches back because I don't watch the old stuff unless I'm with you, Chad. So it's fun reminiscing and telling you stories you never heard and telling them stories they never heard. So
yeah, and that's my favorite part when you pull stuff out that like I never heard before, and I've heard a lot. And there was I forget what it was. You did say something on this one that I had never heard.
I did. I'm not going to say it here. You're going to have to go. But I
have
told
to
you
go back and watch it when I edit it.
That happened when we were in the ring and somebody came in unexpectedly, and
that was it. That was it. That was it. But yeah, no, we watched that for the YouTube members. So if you haven't grabbed a membership, go ahead and do so. There's a ton of classic content from when we had our Patreon channel. It's completely, edited so you can just get right to business. It's none of the, build up and the ending where all the plugs and stuff is right to business. You get to watch all the interviews, the watch alongs. Awesome stuff. I just put up the full interview with Mikey Whipwreck that we did way back when. I put one story on the main YouTube channel, but I put the full interview up with Mikey today. So
good.
Okay. YouTube member, go check it out. But classic stuff just being added all the time. So if you haven't joined, please do.
I just talked to Mikey.
Oh, how's he doing?
3 days ago. Yeah, he's doing well. So it was good to hear from him. And yeah,
Mikey.
He does something with his fingers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to, I guess we'll pick a winner. Should we pick a winner?
Just don't pick your nose. Oh,
Charles Chip Jar. Woo! Okay. I'm going to shake it up and grab myself a winner here.
Captain Keith said you probably cheated in that match.
I probably did. Keith, you know me too well.
Ooh, Ryback versus Rhino. I like that.
Oh, there's your winner right there.
Who is
the
it?
Lovely Kim.
Oh, man, you got another package coming to Canada.
The Lovely Kim.
So
congratulations.
I'll get Kim her franchise and Francine picture, and I'm also going to give her one of these.
Okay. Well, there
How's
you go.
How's that sound, Kim?
Perfect, Kim. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody who came in this evening and gave us super chats and channel members and all that good stuff. I don't know if anybody joined the channel membership tonight, but if you did and I missed it, thank you for that.
I think was it? Yeah, I thought somebody did.
Did somebody just join this evening?
I think somebody did because I saw they had a little icon next to their name.
All right.
Is it
Well, I
Captain
appreciate
Keith?
that.
Right? Is
No.
Captain Keith already there? Because I see a little T-shirt
Yeah, I
next to
think
him.
he just already. I don't know. I
How
don't
about
know.
Tax Scandal?
Tech Scandal, are you new? We appreciate you.
I
We
mean, that's
appreciate
a.
everyone.
I've got questions about the name,
I
but
don't know what's going on, but we appreciate everybody. Thank you for joining. I think we're going to do another one 2 weeks from tonight. I've been going back and forth with our next guest, and I'm hoping to lock them in.
really.
Oh, KM, new member.
Oh, AM new member.
There we go. KM, welcome to the family. We appreciate you. And you get to get the cool emojis and the private channel members videos, right? You get that?
Go back and watch. There's a ton of great stuff on there.
Perfect.
Plus, KM, every time we do a live broadcast like this, we record something new.
Special for you guys.
Every time we've done a live since we started bringing the content over to this channel, there's a new video. So go back and watch. There's awesome behind the scenes of Barely Legal 97. There's Dark Side of the Ring preview. Just go back and check it out.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, where can people find you, Chadster, if they want to follow you?
You can head on over to Twitter. You can check me out. It's at Chad, IANB, for those that need to spell it out. Been a little quiet on Instagram because I had to switch phones as my other phone. Look, I had to go back to an iPhone 8. This thing could break your face. This thing is so big.
Yeah.
But at IB Exclusives on Instagram. Head over to my website, ibexclusives.com. Go to the eBay page. If you collect sports cards and sports memorabilia, I'm working with a client that's got a 50-plus year sports card inventory that's slowly but surely working its way throughout the IB Exclusives system.
Wow.
So if you're looking for something that you need or something that you want, give the Chadster a holler, and I'll take care of you as best I can. And I'll do what I can for you. And also, if you're on YouTube, go to Perfectly Rated. Just type it in the search bar. And more importantly, go to Get My Go on YouTube as well.
All right. Tech Scandal, welcome. Yes, he is new. Welcome to him and all the new members. So we appreciate you guys. If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me at ECW Diva Francine. And if you are here and not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by December 31st at 11:59 p.m. That is the deadline. We need 10,000 subscribers. So please subscribe, share, comment, channel membership, everything. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Happy Wednesday. We hope you have a great weekend, and we hope to see you back here in 2 weeks. God bless and take care. And that's a wrap.